do you want us to give you a 5 minute?
Yeah. That's right, I'll look at the clock. Alright, ready? Hello, I'm Beth, I'm an addict. Thank you for asking me to share. I've been asked to share on relationships today, which I feel like a bit of a fraud whenever I sit up here because there's so many wise people in this room that I've listened to before, and then I think, oh God, what am I doing? But I am an addict and I have had relationships, so I guess I am qualified to talk on it. But basically, I don't know where to start. So, I'm freezing up here. When I was younger, I remember always just feeling lonely, scared and sad, and never really having, my parents didn't really, relationship with them wasn't strong. I always felt isolated, even then when I was young. And I used drugs to try and fit in with other people and to make friends. I was never happy about myself. I always felt sad. The relationships I had made with people, I didn't know who I was. I just adjusted to fit in with everybody else. I would be whatever you wanted me to be, as long as you loved me. Just like me, and I'll be whatever you wanted me to be. And I was treated badly by people, and I accepted that. I was beaten and used, and I accepted that just love me and want me, and then in the end it was, you can treat me however you want to treat me as long as you keep giving me drugs, basically. And that was just, I accepted that behaviour. And I also treated people badly, so I used sex as a manipulation tool myself to get what I wanted. Like, there was no deep, meaningful relationships, basically. I wanted drugs and you had it, and I had what you wanted, that was just the way it worked. And never any real basis of connection. I always felt like I was on my own. I never felt like I had anyone to rely on. Always like self-pity, always like that, thinking, people are always going to fuck me over. And I was just, how can you have any meaningful relationship when everything was just fake? It's just all lies. And I could be in a room with people but still feel so isolated because my mind was just on using, really, and drugs, and how I was going to get it. There wasn't any real connections there, and I, even with my son, it's an awful thing to say, but in a way it became an inconvenience, because anything that got in the way of me wanting to use, the only relationships I really cultivated were the ones in which that I could get drugs or people I used drugs with. Everything else was just a bit of an inconvenience, really. And I don't think I really truly cared or loved anybody at all for a very long time when I was younger. And in my earlier using days, I was just trying to survive, really. That's what I felt like, just trying to survive. And I didn't realise I was missing out on any connections because I didn't really have a mum. I never really had that bond with anyone, and I was just sort of fighting. That's what I remember feeling like, just fighting. And just being dishonest as well. If you're just lying all the time and you don't know who you are yourself, you can't ever make a meaningful contact with anybody because it's all just fake, isn't it? Like, if you don't know who you are inside, then you can't connect with anyone because they don't know who you are if you don't know who you are yourself. And I feel like when I went to rehab, that got me clean, but it didn't make me well. I was still bitter and twisted. I was still not a well person. I still I just lived in self-pity and feeling like everyone was just trying to control everyone as well. My relationships were just based on controlling people, like thinking everyone wasn't doing it right, like only my way would be the right way. And I also felt about myself that I was just useless and pathetic, and I didn't like myself, so why would anybody want to like me? And I just didn't have peace or the ability to connect with anyone, but I didn't realise that I was missing out. I thought that was just how relationships were. I didn't realise I was actually missing something on a deeper level, and maybe that's why I was trying to fulfil it with drugs, and being promiscuous and whatever I wanted to do just to try and fill that gap that was left there, that because I didn't have any meaningful relationship. But after I went to rehab, I started to see that they said to me about, like, you just feeling sorry for yourself, and I was a bit of a brat and things like that, and I was moaning about my kids and, oh, I've got to do this and, oh, I've got to do that, and you know what, like, that seeing all them things as an inconvenience, they're just a blessing. Like, doing the steps and working on myself, realising that I'm the fucking problem in all them bad relationships, really, it's been down to me. It's not everything that everyone's been doing to me. I am the sole person that can affect all those relationships, and my relationship with myself even. And I feel like you can't connect on a level with someone if there's such deep shame and fear inside you, then you're constantly trying to hide a part of yourself from someone. So that connection is just getting blocked all the time. Unless you can fully give yourself and be proud of yourself and know that what you've done by doing the steps, by making amends, by saying all the shit that I've done, it managed to just clear that wreckage so that I could be a clean, fresh person, and I could actually expose myself to people, and that people like me, and I didn't have to pretend anymore. And the thing that I was missing all the time when I felt lonely, scared and sad all my life, that I tried to fill with drugs, and I tried to fill with men, and I tried to fill with kids, and which never worked. It was just love, really. Loving myself and loving other people, and them loving me is just, and God as well, and finally forgiving myself for all the things that I've done and forgiving other people. It's like wiping a clean slate. Like, I was a very bitter, twisted, shamed, fearful person that wanted to hide all the parts of myself. So I didn't want friends. I didn't want to, like, people to see the real me, because I was so shameful of it. So I'm constantly blocking that connection, and you can't really get that. And now that I have a much better connection with all sorts of people, like even strangers on the street, I smile at strangers. I don't hold my head down. I don't hide. And the connection with my kids is, I'm proud of myself now. Like, I know I'm a good parent. That's all I ever wanted to be, and I really know I am now. And my relationship with my children is deep and meaningful, and it's how it's supposed to be. But I never realised that it was wrong all of these years until I've got it now, and I actually see it, and it brings me peace, and it brings me comfort, and I'm settled, and I'm kind to people now, and I accept other people's faults. I'm understanding. I know that I don't do everything right all the time, but I'm learning, and honesty is a massive part of it as well. Like, just making sure I'm being honest, like keeping my clean house so that I don't have anything that I don't ever want to upset anyone. It's bordering on people pleasing all the time with me, but I just want to always know that I've been kind and I've been open and willing and honest, and that's what the steps taught me to do, because that's completely opposite of what I was before. And also my relationship with God now, I have a real good relationship with God. I never thought I did have a relationship with God before I started doing the steps and I come into an A, but I did, because whenever the shit hit the fan, I'd always fucking pray to him for something, like, please get me out of here, like a genie rubbing the lamp and granting my 3 wishes. I always did that, but until now, until I realised it was more just about just being so thankful, because a miracle was performed on me to stop me using. I used for 30 fucking years and I couldn't get a day clean. And it is a miracle, and I still can't believe it, because I take drugs. That's just what I do. I still feel like that. That's just what I've done, because I've never known no different. And that miracle that was performed to me and made me open my heart has allowed me to be loved and to love other people. And I always felt like I had like glasses on that were all steamed up. And by doing the steps, gradually my glasses got cleared. And now I can see for what it really is, and like life is what it is. And it's just the little things, like digging a pond with my kids earlier today and laughing. And get angry at them anymore. I just don't. It doesn't matter what they do. Like, I'd lose my shit over anything, and I just, it's all right. They're just kids. They make mistakes. I'm just so much more understanding now of people, because people are still twats. I'm still a fucking idiot most of the time, but I say sorry when I fucked up. That goes a long way as well. I know when I've been an arsehole, because I am still an arsehole. I've been an arsehole for a very long time. No one's waved the magic wand and made me like Mary Poppins, but I still do fuck up, but I check myself and I apologise and I rebuild relationships when I've made problems with them, rather than just cutting people off and saying, well, I ain't fucking talking to you anymore. Like, it's all worth working on. And I just think that if one thing is that I'm still working on my relationships, and my relationships ain't perfect, but they're not fake, which is the biggest thing. I don't have to pretend to be a different person to different people anymore. I can just be me, and finally I know that that's enough. It is enough to just be me, and as long as I'm following the steps and I'm being kind and I'm being honest and I'm being willing, then I know that I will be okay, and the right people will come along, and I can have true connections, and I don't let people down anymore, and that's all thanks to this programme as well. I was the biggest letdown ever and a liar, and now I'm not anymore, and I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thanks.
Beth.
Nice one, cheers.